Lions TV, we are sponsored by Regal Elevators and Lifts Consultants Limited, a company that is owned and operated by a madman. I've just got off the phone to him, Big Kev Toomey. He's a Millwall fan, just like every single one of the other sponsors that you can see on the screen right now. If you are going to do a bit of business in 2022, then please keep it in the Millwall family by checking out all of our sponsors' website links in the description below. This is your post-match analysis video for last night's Husky derby against Swedish side Hammarby. As always, let's start out by taking a look at the 11 that Gary Rowett picked to start the match. Okay, so I said in my previous show that I think the time for alternating the team, 45 minutes one team, 45 minutes another, I felt the time for that was up. It was the right thing to do that, but we now need to focus and get nearer our first starting 11 as we kick off, as I said, in like 10 days' time against Stoke. And although players need fitness, they might have to play another couple of behind closed doors games because we need now to get pretty much what our starting 11 would be. And this is what he went with. Huski in goal, Scott Malone left wing back, Danny McNamara right wing back, 3 centre backs, Murray Wallace, Jake Cooper, Sean Hutchinson, 2 central midfielders, George Evans and George Honeyman, with Zion Fleming in a 10, and up front Tom Bradshaw and Benik Afobe. Going through that side, would I start that 11? I think he'll go with the 3 centre-backs. I just said that to the Terminator on the phone. I know Creswell's come in, I know he's very talented, and I know he likes to play at the back, and he does it very, very well. Couple of wayward ones last night, but he's 19, and he's learning. I think out of habit and probably out of loyalty, he will start Murray Wallace, Jake Cooper and Sean Hutchinson as the season kicks off. Look, he's not going to drop Hutch, he's the captain. Murray Wallace was the player of the year, unless he drops Scott Malone and puts Murray Wallace left wing back. That's something I'll definitely be interested in. For me, as well as another main striker, this is the issue, this is the problem area for us now, is a left wing back. Unless he's going to bring Besart Topoloj in and give him, a serious amount of games this season and help his development in our first team, then I think we're going to have to go out and get someone. For me, Scott Malone, he was riding the crest of a wave a bit. He used to score a lot of worldies, and I think that got him by and got him out of jail sometimes. But I think a lot of the rest of his game, defending especially, isn't fantastic. So for me, I wouldn't play Malone. I'd probably play Murray Wallace left wing back for now. I don't think Topoloj can start as much as I like him. I think that's throwing him in at the deep end. I'll start Murray Wallace left wing back to be steady. I mean, ideally I'd buy someone, but I don't think that's going to happen. So I'll play Murray Wallace and have the 3 centre backs and have Creswell in on the right side of the 3. Danny Mack, yeah, not a problem. The central midfielders, George Honeyman, to me, is already the best signing of the 5 for the season, although I've not seen enough of Shackleton, who got minutes last night on his debut. And George Evans, look, George Evans for me, I don't want to dislike Evans, and I don't dislike him. But if I see someone not playing well, or not up to the level, or not really doing a lot, I will say that. But he was a little bit of a surprise inclusion last night, and I thought he played really well, George Evans. I thought he definitely threw his hat into the ring. I thought he got to put himself about. Thought he protected the back 3 quite well. Thought he distributed the ball well when he tried to get forward when he could. And I didn't have a problem with his performance last night. I thought he played really well. Next up is what's the best thing for Rowett there? I think Saville's going to be around the starting 11. I don't think that he probably will start Evans. I don't know why he did last night. Maybe his levels of fitness needed a bit more than the others. Billy Mitchell didn't even get on the pitch last night, so that just shows you where we are now with the amount of midfielders we got. And I'm jumping forward a little bit, but Ryan Leonard, I thought, was really good and has been really good throughout pre-season. If he can stay fit, I think you need to find a place in the team somewhere for Ryan Leonard, because he puts himself about. I think he offers a presence, he offers experience now in the youngening side, if that's a word. So I think you need Leonard in there somewhere. I'm just not sure where, but it's a good headache for Rowett to have. Then you got Fleming behind Bradshaw and Afobe. I love Bradders, but he hasn't really got going yet this season. To be fair to him, and Alafo come off the bench, and Afobe, we're not creating. We scored 4 goals against Crystal Palace, and despite us shipping 5, I was like, wow, we scored 4 goals. We struggled predominantly to score goals, and we scored 4 against a Premier League side who had pretty much their full side out. We scored some very good goals in those goals as well. 2 from set pieces, the absolute worldie of a team goal from Afobe. And so I just thought, finally we've cracked this nut, but since then, scored 1 against Colchester from a long throw and a looping header from Cooper. We didn't score last night, and we scored 2 against Dartford when Charlton had stuck 6 past them. And what I would point to as well, people saying, don't worry about the results. It's only friendlies. Now, for me, okay, that's a point to take on board. But the season's 10 days away. Really? You're only worried about your fitness. As a player, I'd be worried about my passing, my sharpness, my understanding of how I'm going to play with my existing and some of my new teammates. I want to get my shooting boots on. So for me to say that it's just about fitness and the results don't matter, okay, the results don't matter, but I think you're best off losing 5-4 than drawing 0-0. I don't think we registered a shot on target last night. And I'll move on to Zion Fleming. People were saying, oh, he looks out of his depth or he shows some nice touches. I think, and Kenny said this to me the other day on the phone or in the group chat, I think we need to get off his bollocks a bit. We're not on his bollocks, but I can see it coming. And I think with Fleming, some of you may not like this, but I think Kenny was spot on. Look, he's 23 years old. He's come to a new country, never played in England before, never played in the Championship before, will never play for a club like Millwall again. You know, the intensity and the expectation and just the craziness of our club. So I think you might want to sort of not write Fleming off this season, but I don't think as fans we should expect too much from him. Okay, he's 1.7 million, he's our record signing, but let's be honest, that's absolute chicken feed in the scheme of football. It's nothing, 1.7 million. And you see players like Salah start out at Chelsea, you see De Bruyne at Chelsea. They didn't succeed, they went away and they come back. So I'm not saying he's at their level, of course I'm not, but I'm saying let's not pin too much on Fleming. Having said that, he plays in that 10, and I think he does the right thing. I think he hovers. I think he needs deliveries so then he can distribute. And by the way, every time he tries to distribute, he's like I said, you know, in the past, Scott Malone's been like, and Jed Wallace has been like, they get more licence with me. And now Fleming does as well, because he will try that killer pass every time, even if it doesn't come off. Every time he gets the ball, he's looking to hurt the opposition. That's all he's looking to do. He's not looking to pass it back 3-4 yards or sideways. He's looking for that killer pass. He's looking for that acrobatic, dramatic shots on goal. And as we've seen against Crystal Palace, it will come off. He has got quality. But in that 10, I don't feel we're using him right at the minute. I think we need to fire more balls into him so he can get on the ball and then he can pull the strings. At the minute, and going forward, unfortunately, as we know, we're a team that are predominantly out of possession of the ball. So he's going to have to do a lot of tracking back, a lot of things that he might not have done at his previous club. I mean, they did nearly get relegated, so maybe he can do those things as well. But I think to see the best of Fleming, we need to chill out, relax, take our time with him, and bring him in very, very slowly. Very, very slowly. It could take him a year to get going. So let's not pin too much on him. And I thought we done okay last night. I said he gave the ball away, you know, at points, and that's because he was trying those killer through balls. So I don't have a problem with it. The problem you've got as well is, and again, it's a good problem, Mason Bennett come on, looks absolutely electric. So if he can stay fit, then I think, you know, Gary Hart's going to have a headache. And I'd be quite interested in maybe playing Fleming up front with Bennett in a 10. Fleming played up front for Sittard last season. It's not his preferred out-and-out position, but I think he could definitely do damage. And as we know, you know, he likes to shoot on sight and things like that. So that could definitely be something to look at. So let's move on to the game. Look, I was really surprised by Hammarby. I had the live stream going. There was over 1,015 people in the live stream. Literally 400 as soon as I went live. And it was a lot of Swedish fans. I was talking to them, asking them where they thought they was as a club, as on a level, and they said Championship. I said, yeah, all right, you're not really. Thought they were a really good side. Popped the ball really well. Very much like these new age Premier League teams, like Liverpool, like Man City, that like to pull in the centre-backs, knock it short, play out under the high press and try and break lines. And I thought they did it brilliantly. I thought it was a really good side. In fact, I'll be very interested in keeping an eye on a couple of their players, because I thought they were very crisp with their passing. They were super fit last night, really fit, and that's because they are currently in the middle of their season. I didn't realise that at the time. After about half an hour, I was going, fuck me, we look like we're blowing out our arse. So, although we didn't create a lot going forward last night, although it was another non-scoring game, other than the penalties, of course, I feel on that level, I feel there was benefits to take definitely with the amount of fitness that we would have got out of that last night, because there was points, in my mind, we was chasing shadows. I mean, I tried to watch the highlights back today. There wasn't any for us. We didn't hit the target. I think one header very loosely into their goalkeeper's hands, maybe a shot from distance rolled at him. Other than that, we've not really tested their keeper at all. They forced Bart into 2 very good saves. And the game's ended 0-0. Shout out to Jamie Shackleton as well. He come on last night. He made his debut. Looks very accomplished. I was watching it last night. I thought, oh, fuck me, he's left-footed. But he's not, because he can play right wing-back. And I've seen his showreel. So he's both-footed. Again, very slight, very Millwall type player. As Connor said, on the video when we signed him. Industrious, likes to get about the pitch, likes to put himself about. So I think he'll do well for us. And as I said, it's another one into the mix. So you've got him that can play right wing back. You've got McNamara, you've got Leonard, you've got 6 central midfielders. But I still feel we're a centre forward away. I'd like to see more of Isaac Alafe as well. People saying, oh, he ain't done a lot. Well, give our strikers opportunities to shoot and they can show us what they can do. They're doing a lot of ball chasing at the minute, a lot of collecting the ball back to goal. And it just seems, it's not a dig, but since scoring 4 against Palace, like I said, we seem to have gone backwards on the attacking threat. And we didn't create a lot at all going forward last night. So the game goes to penalties and we lose 5-3. Alafe misses our penalty by hitting the post. Their guy takes absolute liberties with a Panenka down the middle. I'd be looking to rip his fucking head off if I was Bart Huski. But they win the cup. And Gary Rowett said afterwards that, was there a cup actually, or was it a large crate of chocolate milkshakes sent to your house? Who knows? But look, Rowett said next season will be interesting going back and playing sort of a return friendly over in Sweden. So if the club will let us, we promise we'll behave. Steve, Kavanagh, John, JB, we'll behave ourselves, we promise. If you can let us over there next year in Sweden. But yeah, look, as I said, nothing really to take too much from the result. It is what it is. It is friendlies. But I just feel that we've gone backwards a little bit from that Palace game, attacking-wise. We got a lot of exciting attacking players last night, and we created nothing. So for me, in this game against Ipswich, let's put our best 11 out. Let's not worry too much about fitness. Let's try and make sure we can get things working, things ticking, and the connections sorted going forward for Stoke at home next Saturday. And so that's your lot for this post-match analysis video. I'm not going to do a preview for Ipswich. I've got the kids tomorrow for 1. I might not even go Ipswich if I'm honest. If I'm really honest, the streams are absolutely flying. So I might keep that going. And I want to go back to the Den against Stoke. And it's the first time I've been back. So I've been really, really excited for it. But on top of that, my car's still in the menders up the road. My foot's still black and blue from falling off a fucking scooter. So I probably will stream that one on Saturday. And give it, as I said, give the friendlies a miss completely. Other than I went to Dartford, of course. And go fresh for the new season against Stoke at the Den next Saturday. Please subscribe to Lions TV. Come on, you Lions.